Welcome back to the 85th episode of the Climb Together podcast. I am your host, CODNext Scorpio, with my co-host Deception. Deception, say hi.
Yep.
Welcome back for another week, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little bit of an early podcast. Because I have to work at 11. I have to work at 11, so we're doing this. We're running this one early, and then next week we're gonna run it a little bit late. We just decided this before hitting record that we're gonna go live at 7 p.m. EST next week, August 28th, so that we can go over everything that happened at CODNext. Gives us plenty of time to give you guys a scoop on Black Ops 6. Which I think I'm kind of actually really excited about. I don't know. I've been kind of like keeping tabs on what's going on with that, but nothing too much. But we'll definitely go into more detail next episode, for sure, because we'll have like pretty much all the information other than what you get from playing the actual game. So
yeah, if only we could do that.
Yeah, only if we're not there yet. We got a couple more. We got another year or two before we're invited to CODNext for sure.
You know what's crazy though?
What?
For the first time, well, this has been happening for the last like month at this point, but for the first time ever, they're gonna have zombies gameplay at CODNext, and they've been revealing more about zombies in the last like month. Like this is the earliest we've ever heard anything about zombies. Like usually, like the last like few Treyarch CODs, zombies has been like this like secret thing that they don't talk about very much until closer to launch. They'll do like a zombies reveal like during the big reveal they do, which Treyarch hasn't been a part of CODNext until now. So last time we had a zombies reveal was Cold War. But like they'll do like a reveal and they'll tease stuff, but they won't really talk about it a ton until a lot closer to launch. Like we're talking like a month from launch, we might start getting stuff about zombies. But I mean, we're still 2 months from launch, and we've just been getting absolutely bombarded with zombies intel, and it's actually crazy. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think part of it too is like I don't think they want to like scare people away, and this is like, isn't this one of like the last zombies?
as far as I know, it's not.
No. Oh, so I'm just making shit up then. All right, cool. Um, but so I think I don't know. I think with how hopefully good, I think ground base is coming back if I'm not mistaken.
And they actually said they're focusing on round base this year, so I don't think there's going to be anything like an outbreak or a Modern Warfare Zombies type thing happening at all.
And that's
It's
kind of
just going
like
to be round base.
what people wanted too, which was that round base zombies, and I'm excited for it. One of the reasons why I didn't quite play a lot of zombies this year is just because that Modern Warfare Zombies kind of got a little old, a little quick for me.
I will say, like, I think Modern Warfare Zombies did, as far as, even though it was like, it got kind of boring and I stopped playing it and the fun factor went away a little faster than I was hoping it would. And of course they didn't support it that well, so that was part of it. But I thought that the way that they did MW Zombies was a little better than Outbreak.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ideally, I think that the best way to do it would be a mix of Outbreak and what Modern Warfare Zombies did. But I honestly got more engagement out of Modern Warfare Zombies than Outbreak. And I think a lot of the reason why that is because I'm mainly a solo player. Uh, I mainly play zombies solo, especially round-based zombies. So I personally enjoyed Modern Warfare Zombies more than Outbreak because I could just kind of just go in there and do whatever I wanted to do. Whereas in Outbreak, it's kind of difficult to be efficient and progress through stuff and get a bunch of stuff done without worrying about dying unless you're playing with like multiple people.
Yeah.
And Outbreak was genuinely more fun with multiple people. Like I got really bored with Outbreak if I tried to play it solo, but if I played it with multiple people, I had a blast. But I mean, I guess that was part of my enjoyment with Modern Warfare Zombies was solo. But I am very excited to come back to background base. This is going to be fantastic. Like, I mean, we took a long break from the podcast, but so there was a lot of stuff that happened with zombies in between. But the long story short is like they revealed Terminus. We got 16 or 17 minutes of gameplay of the map, just raw gameplay. They got posted, which is crazy for not even being at CODNext yet, and we got zombies gameplay. I mean, obviously with the everybody can see it in the Vault Edition. Gobblegum's coming back, which is going to be fantastic. You actually get a Gobblegum pack. I don't know how many are in it. I don't know if it's like one of each, 5 of each. I don't know. But you actually, if you get the Vault Edition, there is a Gobblegum pack, and it's actually like, I bought the Vault Edition, and the only reason why is because it's very zombie centric, which is really cool. Like basically everything in the Vault Edition just revolves around zombies. Because I mean, you get the Gobblegum pack, you get 3 Mastercraft weapons that are very zombies like. Like they have all the purple Ethereum looking stuff on them. They look like weapons that probably would be used in zombies. And you even get zombie operators. So they really have been going all in for zombies, and that's the main reason why I bought the Vault Edition, but I'm super excited.
Yeah. I haven't quite bought the game yet. Or pre-ordered it, I guess. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens at CODNext. I'll probably end up buying it. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, I'm holding out. No, I'm just waiting to see what CODNext brings, and then if I want to jump on it day one. Because I'm also... Remember, it was like last summer? I did, like, Storytime Summer. You remember that deception? Where I was like...
Yeah.
I didn't execute it the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to do something like a little different, and I'm gonna start it tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, maybe next week, probably. Yeah, next week.
Well, we got a leak and then she backed out on it. Okay.
Yeah. No, because I was like tomorrow, like it's not enough hype time, you know. I kind of wanted to start it tomorrow, but there's not enough hype around it yet. But anyway, so I think next week I'm gonna start that again, just like a tweaked version of it. So I can execute it and do it the way that I was intending to last summer, and I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, like that will be good for me, and then I'll kind of like sprinkle X-Defiant and Pokemon Unite in there, on like
we gotta play zombies when it comes out, bro.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just like have to like figure out how to justify to myself why to buy a $70 game.
You could get Game Pass. It is coming in day one to Game Pass, and that's only like, well, it's been cranked up to like $12 a month, but you're only paying $12 a month to play the game instead of $70 immediately.
I might do that because that's a good idea. Because like then I can add more story mode games from Game Pass onto my list.
And if you got Game Pass right now, which would be a good idea to get it right now.
Yeah.
If you have Game Pass and you're a Game Pass member of any of the Game Passes, whether it's on Xbox or PC Game Pass or whatever, you get access to the beta. So.
Yeah. Because I like wrote down. Where did I write it down? Did I type it up? I don't know. I wrote down somewhere all the games that I have. And I have like. Wait, I do have it somewhere. Hold on.
You know a game that I think would be dope if we played, but you'd have to buy it because it's not on Game Pass anymore? I think it'd be fun to play Back 4 Blood. I played the game. That game was great.
I think I've heard of that, and it sounds like a good game. But yeah.
It's like Left 4 Dead. That game was... So I played that game. I thought it was great.
So here's like a little like sneak peek, I guess. A little teaser. So I'm going to be ranking every single game that I play. Right now I'm at 45 games on the list. I've got some
you have CODs on there?
The COD stories.
What CODs do you have on there? Oh no. I'm scared.
The storyline. The ones with campaigns. Like World War II, which is like one of the greatest ones that I've ever played.
Oh, if we're looking at campaigns, well, you can't play Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 doesn't have campaign.
They have like the missions, like the specialist missions.
Yeah, but they're dumb. They didn't even like execute the specialist things on the service are cool, but they didn't execute them that great.
Toe curling,
Tummy
aching, period, hangover,
You'll like Modern Warfare. You'll like MW19's campaign.
I
MW19's campaign was pretty cool.
Oh my god.
Um,
I just saw your bottom out. Thank you.
Cold War's campaign, you will fly through
Love
Cold
you
War's
all.
campaign.
Podcast. Love you. Bye.
Cold War's campaign is so short.
Yeah. That's my kind of hope is like so.
Fun fact: the only two campaigns I've played out of these are MW2 and MW3.
Fun. But so
I'm not a campaign guy, bro.
I've played Modern Warfare Remastered, and this is like considered like widely considered as
yeah,
like,
MW out of all of these, I think you'll rank MWR's campaign the highest.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's considered like one of the best.
That's one of the greatest campaigns of all time. Like, I hear like the top 3 COD campaigns are that I've heard are like, well, it's MWR. It's the same thing, but COD 4, Black Ops 2, and like MW2 are the top 3 campaigns I ever hear about.
Yeah. So like, and I think World War II might be second because like I'm a big history person. Like, I love me some history, especially
Not gonna
like.
lie, I don't remember a single thing from World War II's campaign.
Okay, they actually did a really good job with it, from what I remember. It's actually.
I heard that it was pretty good
because they like made it historically accurate in a lot of ways, like in as many ways as they could. So, and I like my favorite. This is it's not a great time in history, but it's one of my like favorite to learn about because it's so interesting and so like to see it, you know, be like played out in front of me is really cool for me.
I don't. They would never do this. I don't think because they've gotten enough backlash from going back to World War II. But like, and I know that like with it being like 2024, it probably would be difficult for them to do this and do it right, but also not be controversial. But it's COD. I mean, I could kind of see them trying it. But it would be interesting to say the least if they did a Civil War game.
Oh.
If it was like, if we're talking history, that's my favorite time to think about as far as wars go. That's like, it'd be tricky for them to actually pull that off, but I think it would be kind of cool.
Or like, because like I feel like the Revolutionary War would be a little bit too like.
Revolutionary War is too early. They only had like one type of gun. There ain't nothing they can do with that. I mean, they didn't have a much bigger variation of guns for the Civil War, but at least they had a few different ones. There was only like one type of gun they used for all of the Revolutionary War.
I think they should wait. I know we don't really talk about politics on here, but I think they should wait for a different political climate before doing a Civil War one, just because of how divided the United States is.
I don't think they would ever do it. If they would have done it, that would have been like one of the first CODs. If they would have done it. Because I don't think they would ever go that far back.
I don't think they should do it in like today's political climate either, because everyone's so divided already that I feel like that if that game came out, people could choose to be like Confederate or part of the Union, and it would
that would have to be a thing. If they did the campaign, you'd have to just go along with the story. Like it would be difficult for them to be like, oh, you get to pick.
Yeah. So
I know there was a Civil War game that was an FPS that came out in like the 2000s, but it wasn't like nearly as like good as like a COD.
Oh, there's hella Civil War games.
It was the one was like the History Channel one is the one that everybody played.
Nation Divided.
Yeah, that was the one. I had that game, but I never played it.
It's for PS2 and Xbox 360.
That was the game that everybody played. That was the one.
Yeah,
I mean, I never played it. I mean, honestly, I have a PS2 emulator. I could probably go play it, but I never played it because I didn't know how shooters worked. But
I mean, I have a PS2, so could definitely get down and dirty with that. I've been to like a Civil War reenactment, but that's like the extent of like my Civil War stuff. But I mean, on this list, there's some pretty like it's a pretty like vast list. Like there's GTA. I'm gonna play the GTA story. That one's probably gonna take a long time, and then I'm gonna rank them.
Well, as far as Civil War goes, fun fact: my town was the site of a Civil War battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It
My hometown
apparently was very cold.
My hometown was part of the a big part of like the Underground Railroad.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like a lot of the houses, they're like historically marked, and like you can go, like some of them you can actually go into because no one's living in them, and you can kind of see where they like hid people that were escaping slavery.
Oh,
and
dude,
it was pretty sick to look at.
I'm looking at some of the games on your list. You have to when you do Elden Ring, you gotta hype that up.
Oh, I'm
Because
gonna.
that'd be a huge game for you to play.
Yeah. So so this I'm not gonna like call it story mode summer anymore, because I don't want to confine myself to the summer or like one season, because I'm just gonna do this until I'm done. Honestly.
You're just gonna play through them all.
Yeah, and then there's a couple like 2-player co-op games, you know, like It Takes Two and Unravel 2 that I'm gonna ask Chris to come join me on. So I'm gonna be ranking
It
them.
Takes Two will be so fun to watch.
Yeah.
That game will be so
Yeah.
fun to watch.
So I have a couple of different like ways of like ranking them. I'm gonna do like an overall ranking, based off of these combined. New player friendly. So like if you're not like an experienced player, will you be able to do well? Because I'm not like a great story mode player. Like I low-key suck at them. It take forever. So like new player friendly. The storyline is gonna be very much impactful on like the overall rating. Graphics, kind of based on like how well they did it. I mean, like obviously like, the newer game's gonna have better graphics, but like
Odds are all probably gonna be pretty high in graphics.
Yeah, but it's more
even
like,
MWR. Like it's good that you're doing MWR in a way and not COD 4, because COD 4's graphics might not be that high, but MWR did it really well.
I mean, it's not just like the like how like detailed it is. It's more of like how well like the graphics fit the game. Like cuz like Kingdom Hearts is on here, and like the old Kingdom Hearts like has pretty shitty graphics, but like the scenery is beautiful. You know? So
Yeah.
There's that as well. The pacing of the story, like if it takes too like, you know, like some games it takes a long time to get into it, and then you know once you get into it it's better. But like sometimes it just you start out you're hooked from the get go, and those will be like the rated 5, and these are all out of 5. Fun level, that's like a personal opinion, like how much fun I had playing the game. And then playtime is not a rating; it's just how long it took me to play the fucking game.
How are you gonna rate them? Are you gonna rate them on like a 1 to 10 system, or are we doing like a tier list?
I'm gonna do a 1 to 5, and then that'll give like it'll be like averaged out into the overall, and then I'll do like a score.
I do think it would be fun at some point when you're finished with all these to put them in a tier list.
I think that like that's gonna be at the end. It's a long ways away, but I definitely want to do like I want to like be like okay.
Yeah, this is like at least a year worth of games.
Oh yeah. And then I like there's there's probably gonna be games that are gonna be added to this list. Like
oh yeah, there are gonna be new games that end up coming out.
Yeah. Like
scary games are gonna be fun, like Outlast.
Trying to do like the ones that I have like multiple of like the series back to back.
I'm trying to think of the ones that I've played. The ones that I've seen. I mean, I obviously don't play a lot of story games, so most of the games I've played are just COD. But
yeah, I don't play a lot of story games.
I've seen people play a bunch of these. Oh, the Forest, that's fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna have the Forest, Sons of the Forest. So like the way I have this set up is this is the order that it's gonna go. This is the order that I'm gonna play it in, and I'm gonna play like the first game that I have in the series, and then the second game that I have in the series, etc., etc., etc. And then if there's like more that I don't know about that I can get that like people bring up as I'm playing, like I'll play those at the same time. Like so, say I'm playing like Spider-Man, and there's like an older Spider-Man game that I don't have or a newer one. I'll add that in there.
I will say it might not be the easiest thing for you to get them because I don't know if you have any places that sell PS2 games.
I do.
But it would be cool if you did before the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens game. It'd be cool if you played the first ones.
Mm.
Because there
Well,
were like Lego Star Wars games on like the PS2.
yeah. I have a PS2 and I have a
Actually, I think if you this is something you could do now probably. They have a sort of like remake slash remastered Lego Star Wars that's
Hmm.
got like everything. It's got
Oh,
every single game in it.
nice. Yeah, I have like there's a retro GameStop in like the next town over from where I'm living right now. That Marissa and I went there one time and we were like, oh my god, this place is awesome. I had a little bit more fun than Riss did because like I used to play a lot of the games. Like, I've been a hardcore gamer ever since I was born. So I was like, oh my god, I used to play this game as a kid. Like, so I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
that's
there.
the one game that I did play as a kid was the Lego Star Wars games. I thought they were pretty fun.
Yeah, so I think I'll have to set up my PS2 and see what games I have. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about going that far back with.
Yeah, because the Lego Star Wars games started on like the PS2. They came out a long time ago. Like I think they put out the Lego Star Wars games. The main reason why they probably did Lego Star Wars back then is because like at the time Lego Star Wars came out, like the Star Wars prequels had just
Oh
dropped
shit. I have Is this for the PlayStation and PlayStation 2? Oh shit. Because I
for
have
the
Crash
PS2.
Bandicoot. I have Crash Bandicoot 2.
I've never played that game.
Crash Bandicoot? Dude. I also have Spyro. Uh
Never played the Spyro either.
dude. I forgot how many like old PlayStation games. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? No way. Dude, I'm gonna add to this list. This list is gonna add substantially now that you've awakened the ability to add in the PlayStation to this. The PlayStation 2. I have Silent Hill. Oh, that's a PC game. It's actually a PlayStation. But I have Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh, we're gonna add that on there. Kingdom Hearts 2. For sure. Let me actually. Where's Kingdom Hearts? Enter
I think it'd be
above.
dope if you played before you played Unravel 2 with Arissa. It'd be cool if you played the first game.
The first game?
Yeah.
Just the first. Yeah, that would be
The
good.
first one is like only single player, but it'd be a good game for you to get into the mechanics of the game before you
Yeah,
played with Arissa.
yeah. I've played the game before. I just haven't beat it. Like a lot of these games I've played just hasn't like I haven't like finished them.
You just haven't put that much time into them.
Yeah. Like
The
I've
Forest
played.
will be really fun to watch because I played and beaten the Forest.
Yep. So. Oh.
I'd be able to help you a little bit with that one.
It's true. I could recruit some help. Some of these. Um.
I haven't played the Forest in so long.
I think the last time we played was together. To be honest. Um.
And
But yeah. So this is pretty much like. And now it's 46 games, but there's a lot of like famous ones on here, some like other ones that I haven't heard of before I got them. Versus stepdad's a big gamer, and his PlayStation kind of like shit the bed, so he gave me all his PlayStation games. So there's a couple on here that I have not even played yet. So like Stranded Deep, I haven't played. Uncharted 4, Code Vein, The Phantom Pain. Um, so
I played like a little bit of Stranded Deep because it was on Game Pass, but I didn't get too far into it, so I don't
yeah,
really know a lot about it.
yeah. So, and then I'm gonna do like a lot of the Far Cry games. These are the only two that I have right now, but I'm sure I'll probably add more.
You know a game you could add to this list because it does have a story. you could put the first Descendant on here.
Oh, it has like a story mode.
Well, it doesn't really. It's not technically a story mode. It's more just like you play as you play through the normal part of the game. It's just there's a story in it.
Ah, so it's like Elden Ring in that way, and like that kind of stuff. Okay. And so if anyone's watching this right now and you have any suggestions on any games that I should add, that you'd like to see, please let me know either in the chats or in the comment section of the YouTube video, because I want to make this enjoyable for you guys as well.
I will say, if you did the first Descendant, that might be one of the games you do earlier, while
mm,
it's still hyped a little bit.
oh, that's a good idea.
Because
Let me drag this bitch
they're
out
about to
now.
drop season 1 for that game next week.
Oh
It's
shit.
gonna be fun.
I'll do it after GTA.
That game, I'm excited for season 1 of that game.
Oh man, I just like sneezed my brains out.
If we play that game, like if you wanted to play that game with me or something, I would probably make a new account and play it with you, because I'm like, everything on my account is like level 100. So like, if I went in like any part of the normal version of the game with you, I would just destroy everything.
Well,
I'd just walk in there and everything's immediately dead.
It might not be a bad thing. But so these are, I'm gonna be playing through these games. It's gonna be a good time. I'm going to be streaming all of them live on my channel. And then until completion. And then I'm going to make a YouTube video, kind of like highlighting the best parts of it and then putting my the ratings at the end. The ratings I might do the ratings on stream. I'm not quite sure. I think I might just leave those for the YouTube videos to kind of like entice you guys to watch them. And then I'll do, after I finish, I'm sure this is going to take me a long time, like a year, maybe even 2, depending on how many games I add throughout and how long it takes me on some of these bigger ones, like Fallout, or I'm gonna have to really focus on like main story like stuff, because usually I like to do every little thing in the game. But some of these longer ones will definitely take me a little bit longer, but like there's some quick ones that I think I can pretty much run through. Last of Us probably take me like 2 streams. And I might add some few things, because like last time I did like challenges when I died. I don't know if I'm gonna do that this time. I think I might do
when you did that with Last of Us.
You did like what I did that?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't know if it would be that. I don't know if it would be that good for like you actually trying to get through the story and like just playing the games, especially the games you haven't played. But
I think it would be fun. It would encourage. It would make me play the game faster too. Because like if I'm trying my best,
you
not
better
to die,
make the challenge pretty tame for Elden Ring, because I have a feeling you're gonna die a ton.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go to like Walmart and see what they have and like just kind of like brainstorm. And I think
Elden Ring, you might not want to do a challenge for Elden Ring.
I think I'm gonna get like one of those. I want to get one of those spinny wheels, but I'd have to order it because I don't think they'd have one here. But I want to get one of those.
You do a spinny wheel online.
Oh, that's true, and like spin the wheel of
death.
Because
like Hugs has a spinny wheel that she has like 20,000 reward options for.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'll probably do that then. Of just like the spin the wheel of death, and whatever it lands on is the challenge that I have to do when I die. Some of them will be lighter, and some of them will be horrendous. It'll just depend, but it'll make it a little bit more entertaining. Obviously, it'll like draw out how long I'm playing these games, but I think it'll be good. Anyway, enough about this. I don't want to like. I mean, this is pretty much me telling you guys like that it's happening and like what to expect, but there'll be more information to come on like my socials and stuff like that, and talk about it on stream and everything. Then what's going on? Roster Mania has been like really full swing.
Yeah, it's weird that Roster Mania is going wild this late, but it's because of Esports World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some changes before Esports World Cup, but it was like
Not many.
the
Not on the
main.
teams that were playing in the World Cup.
There were a few teams that changed. Like Carolina dropped Clayster before Esports World Cup, which I
Yeah.
thought was wild considering they were playing in it.
Yeah. So it looks like Fnatic and Genji are returning to Call of Duty to replace the Carolina Royal Ravens.
Hope also said
And
TSM was coming. That's a
yeah,
possibility.
I mean, obviously for some of these lower tier teams, um, there's something needs to be done. So bringing back these like previous goats of Call of Duty or like these historic
Yeah.
teams within the scene, I feel like um having these teams take over these franchises will do them well. They know how to build
I think it'll be
teams.
interesting to see how it goes because Fnatic and TSM haven't been in COD since like Black Ops 3, and
A
they
lot of
didn't
teams
do
haven't.
that great back then.
No, but they know how to
So
build
it'll be
teams.
interesting to see what happens with them. The most notable one, as far as at least how they played when they were in COD, was Gen G because
Mm-hmm.
they were only really in for BO4, but they were like a really notable underdog team. They sort of like they they ended up taking Envoy away from Midnight Esports, who previously were a really good underdog. They made the pro league the first season, and they were
Mm-hmm.
super good um, for a team that really hadn't showed up and had any of their players playing before. But they took Envoy from Midnight, and I think they had Nagafin on that team and a couple others, and they showed up like there were a bunch of events where they were getting like third and fourth and beating some of the best teams in the game.
Yeah.
Um, so I hope that Gen G picks up some good players and can be that sort of team again.
I mean, and two,
Because
like,
I mean, outside of the top four, it's going to be difficult
yeah.
because we'll talk about it in a minute, but there's only been one top four team that's made a change, and I don't see either of the other three teams making any
No.
changes.
What
So
was, yeah. The one he's referring to is Ultra dropped Insight. Um, he's not restricted
well,
FA.
he's listed as a free agent, so he could just resign
Mm-hmm.
because technically most of the players that aren't on a multi-year contract are going to be free agents anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it's going. Like they just haven't renewed their contract, so technically they're a free agent. So they could just straight up resign, but um, it'll be interesting to see if Insight resigns or if
Yeah.
we find somebody else for Ultra.
Yeah, it would definitely be the next few weeks are definitely gonna be, some little um
It'll be
shaky.
interesting because I think because Inside is like a main AR, and I think
Mm-hmm.
like it'll be interesting to see who they if they don't go with Insight, who they pick up. Because there are some really good main ARs, but it's like it's hard ever since like Cold War and when Insight came in, it's been hard for me to think of another player being on Ultra over Insight
Yeah.
because he was a very good like up and coming challenger player in MW19 and in the beginning of Cold War, and Ultra was starting to struggle a little bit. They were not playing nearly as well as I did in MW19, and they picked up Insight and immediately won a major. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's
he really didn't play that great this season. Like,
mm-hmm.
this was not his best season at all. He was almost always heavily negative, in like every map that got played, every series. But it definitely was not his best game, MW3. But I definitely don't think that should hurt his reputation that much as a player, considering how good he was in all the other games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. It's the thing about Inside is, like I said, it's just hard for me to see anybody else on that team. But I don't know. They've got some good choices considering what happened at Esports World Cup because there were some upsets happening.
Yeah, today they're doing the first day of Tekken 8, I believe. Um think that's actually going on right now. I mean, Esports World Cup
Wasn't
is
that
kind
like
of been
one of the
killing it.
last events?
Yeah. Um, I mean, we'll kind of do like a deep dive on it after CODNext. I think would be a good idea
Yeah.
on just Esports World Cup in general, how it did, the impact that it had, that kind of stuff. Because I mean, this is the first time we're really seeing like something like this is the Olympics. I mean, now that gaming's in the Olympics, but like this is the Olympics of esports for this year, you know, and
Yeah, there used to be a quote unquote esports World Cup, but it wasn't nearly as big as this.
no,
Like years ago. Like this is like a decade ago at this point.
yeah.
It was nothing like this.
So,
I
and
mean,
I would like to see it like held in like different countries too, because like imagine going to one of these things as like a spectator, like
that would be awesome. But speaking of the esports World Cup, like the impact, something that I don't think would have probably happened before the esports World Cup, because I think now that some people are um, seeing how good COD is for
mm,
esports teams, is it got announced that Team Falcons is going to be taking over
yeah,
Las Vegas Legion.
yeah,
That's what we're hearing.
yeah. I saw that too because you sent it to me. Um, I think having like more teams in different esports, I think this World Cup is gonna encourage people to do that.
Yeah.
Just because
Oh,
like
I think it's already been doing that
yeah,
because there's a bunch of teams coming back to COD. There's new teams like Falcons coming in.
yeah. So and
Um,
they have like
Funny about Falcons is because Falcons went from picking up the best Warzone team and them going flawless the whole event and winning to they finished dead last in the MW3 tournament.
yeah. So I mean, to be fair, like it really like to see like challenger teams going against these like you know the CDL teams. It's kind of like were those the best ones to do that? Because I mean, it's kind
I
of
don't
like
know.
a
It's hard because I think we found out real quick during Esports World Cup that nobody's beating the CDL teams.
no.
Because
Um,
I said it before the Esports World Cup, before that MW3 event even happened. I was like, there's not going to be a single one of these four non-invited teams. None of them are making. They're not making the bracket.
no.
None of them, and none of them did.
So I mean, like it kind of like because I mean, there's kind of a debate there going for a while that like you know like challengers teams could definitely go up against and hold their own
I think
against the
depending
CDL
on the
teams.
team, they could, but these challengers teams that ended up going were not. I mean, they did kind of well. Like there were a couple series that were close, but they didn't play consistently well enough.
No. So it I don't know. It kind of just showed like the depth that these CDL teams have, especially like I mean like I feel bad for kind of omit Brooklyn because their first match was against like Optic coming off a world championship. Like
Hey, they like low key like Optic made a little bit of comeback at the end of the hard point map one, but they low key were smoking Optic in the beginning. That map one, like they started out pretty hot, but then
did what they do
Optic after
best.
the first map, that was like their warm up, and
Yeah.
Optic just threw them in the dumpster after that.
So I mean, it is what it is. On that note, but I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't
it
know.
definitely was a
I feel
testament.
like the right challengers team, like some of these challengers teams that place super high in like one challengers champs the last couple of years could probably beat some of the lower CDL teams, like the ones that didn't make champs. But
Yeah. Oh,
I
for
don't know
sure.
the top eight CDL teams. I don't know if a challengers team has beat them.
No, especially not the top four. Like, I
No,
mean,
even the
how?
bottom eight CDL teams can't beat the top
Yeah.
four.
That's why they're the top four. Um, I don't know. It was interesting to see. I really like what they're doing with the World Cup, and we'll go into more depth on it in another episode. But when it's all wrapped up and finished, but you know, and but I do want to send my condolences out to every college student and student in general. Um, that classes have started or starting here in the next like week or so. I'm right there with you. I'm with you in solidarity. Um,
I'm sort of with you, but college wasn't that bad for me. So
yeah, well, it's that post-pandemic world, man.
I
It's
like low key enjoyed college.
I like it. I mean, like I'm not like being over here like, oh my god, college is the worst. Because if it was the worst, I would have dropped out. But it does suck sometimes.
I don't know. You
So
could say college is the worst, but still be going and pushing through it.
yeah,
I feel like anybody that does like a super STEM major they're going through it.
yeah. They're like, I need to do this to be what I want to be. But
If you're like me and you didn't do a STEM major, you're probably pretty fine. You're like, I'm
yeah,
chilling.
yeah. I'm taking like 4 classes this semester. Like I'm not gonna be that bad. Um,
You're like, I remember like my first year of college. This wasn't the case for the next year because I didn't get this lucky. But my first year of college, I literally all my classes were in 2 days.
yeah.
So I would go 2 days a week, and I would have 5 days to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I have classes 4 days a week this semester, which is awesome. I have Fridays off, which I have never had before, so I'm low key very excited.
That's
Um,
crazy because I don't even think my college operated on Friday. No, I don't think anybody ever had classes on Friday.
so our college used to be that way, um, but one of our academic buildings, like one of the bigger ones, is under construction right now to remove like asbestos and stuff.
Oh,
So they've had to like stretch it out because they've had to make some of the classes shorter to account for the loss of classrooms. So, um, but I think now that things are starting to, they're only doing one construction project right now, which is awesome. Like there are libraries opening up this fall, um, for the first time since like 2018, I think. So there was a whole like 3 graduating classes that never stepped foot in our library. Um,
I feel like it's been forever since I've been in college.
because it has been.
I only gra- I only graduated like 4 years ago, but
Things change, man. Things change. I don't know. I'm really excited for this semester though. As you guys know, I'm the president of my school's esports club. So, I'm really excited to see what I can do with it this year. Last semester I was the vice president, so now I'm like,
hey, you get to start your presidential
yeah,
run.
yeah, I do. I'm hoping to do all 2 years, left of my um schooling. So I gotta make them know that, I gotta make it known that I know what to do and how to help. So we're uh we're doing some pretty good stuff so far. We have our student expo on next Thursday, and our first meeting that same day. Very excited. Gotta get them freshmen to be like, gamers, gamers unite in the union at 8 p.m. Um, but I'm really excited to see what we can do with it this year. We're not competing in the SUNY, so like there's like a league that goes across like the state to compete in, but we're not big enough to like pay for the entry that they made an entry fee this year. We're not like financially stable enough to enter into it, nor do we have enough teams to make it be worth it. So this
Oh,
year,
so they're turning it into the CDL. Got
yeah,
it.
pretty much. It's just like it's quite a bit of money. It's not like a lot of money, but like our budget is like $500 a year, like a semester. And that's like after like
Five
begging on our
hundred bucks a
knees.
semester, bro.
Like that's after begging on our knees.
Y'all are like y'all are like COD organizations back in like the early
Yeah.
2010s.
So now we're trying to like we're gonna use this year to like buy equipment, get some like things set up, some stations set up, um, and then build our like our attendance up, build our membership numbers, and then either next semester or next year, we're gonna ask for it. I think next year we're gonna ask for that bigger budget to be able to participate in that league, because it's a league that does like multiple games. It doesn't just do one game, it does like it does like 10 games. So we're going to request the money in our budget to enter into that league and participate. But we're going to show them this year that we have the numbers to be able to participate, because you really got to like prove, like, to the student association, you really have to like prove yourself on like why you need the money. So this year we're going to focus on like getting equipment, building like some sort of like stability within the club, and the hopes is to get like 20 members active, like weekly active members. Right now we have like last semester we had like 7 active members weekly, which is pretty good considering, like, usually it was just like, before it was like 3 to 5. So of weekly active members, so now we're really just trying to build those numbers up.
Got to build those numbers up so the college will invest more.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of like what our goal is. But it's gonna be an interesting semester, and I'll keep you guys posted on how it goes. Because those of you that are, in college or looking to go to college, that listen to this podcast, I feel like it's a pretty cool thing to have like inside scoop on building these esports clubs on campuses that don't have them.
Well, considering college esports is still growing,
it's still such in its infancy comparative to so many other sports. It's crazy. Like, my goal by the end of my presidential, my time in office, is to make our college like a good esports college that people like want to go to because of our esports program.
Makes sense.
So that's the goal, and then I kind of want to do like, I've kind of been thinking about this. I kind of want to do like a Scorpion Syndicate partnership with the club and other clubs on campuses, to kind of like give them more of a reason to participate in the clubs, because they've got, professional eyes on them. But obviously, like, the syndicate has to grow a little bit, and then the partnership with the club on my campus will be like our little test dummy. But I think that would be really cool, because then you'd be able to find like these up and comers right at the beginning of their time, and it'd be more like the professional like sports leagues and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anything else you want to talk about today, Deception?
Not that I know of.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's episode of the Climb Together podcast, especially those that are tuning in live earlier than usual. You are appreciated, you are loved, and we thank you so much. Next week we will be live again, as a reminder, at 7 p.m. EST on Wednesday to discuss.
Yeah, we're
CODNext.
getting booted out of our podcast slot by CODNext.
Yeah. So after it's all done, we'll do a podcast talking about it and everything. And then the week after that, we'll go into the Esports World Cup and some other things. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. We appreciate you. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys to follow us on Twitch, where we stream this live. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like us, like the video if you're watching it later on, and go watch some of the other episodes. They're all on YouTube on a playlist. There's some pretty good insights and we do a pretty good job on trying to break things down as best as we possibly can. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
See you guys next time. Peace.